Welcome to the first episode of Gamers Vault Online for MTG Magic the Gathering. Today we're going to talk about Shadows over Innistrad. We've got Ariel here. She's the veteran. I'm the newbie. She's teaching me. I'm learning a lot. She helped me build my deck. In fact, she built my deck, and I'm learning how to use it. We're also going to look at the new releases for Shadows over Innistrad and talk about some of the ones we like. So, yeah, do you want to share some of the
Yeah,
first?
of course. So the new set is very gothic, lots of Lovecraftian references, and the thing that I'm most excited about is all the vampires. Now, the vampire tribal in standard is going to be super powerful, mainly because of the interaction with madness and of just the great creatures that are available. So one of them I'm going to talk about is Elusive a Tormentor, which I think is fantastic. I love the interaction with the morph. So you got a 4/4 for 4, pretty generic, but then you could pay 1 to discard a card to flip her. Now, already then, you got your madness going. You could go ahead and cast the Fiery Temper to deal 3 damage. So not only are you going to flip her, you're also going to deal 3 damage. It's so much value, and you turn her into the 0/1. And so after combat, before damage, you could flip her back for 3 mana. She's fantastic, going to be a really good, pretty much an insta-pick for me when I'm going to be creating my limited deck this Saturday. What about you? What one of your favorites that you saw in the set?
Yeah, actually, I like the Elusive Tormentor as well. Like, the artwork was what got me, and then we started talking about it, but it was really cool. I like the one of the ones I like is the Skin Invasion, like the guy with the thing on the back. I like things all like Tyrannid, Zerg, Starship Troopers, zombies, anything that can like take over your. There's actually like a creature like that in real life. It like takes over little ants, but that's a different topic for another day. But yeah, Skin Invasion is pretty cool. I like the fact that like you can. It's kind of like it's like a thing that you cast onto a creature. Then the creature dies, and then it turns into like a 4/4.
I think it's a 3/4. Yeah,
3/4. So that's pretty cool. It's just kind of like, yeah, okay. So in my deck, the one that Ariel made for me, I've got all these like I put down the land, and the land creates like a 1/1 plant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I could like I could like draft that, I guess, and then somebody's like, yeah, go ahead and kill it, but then I can't attack with that, so that wouldn't work. But that's me being a noob, right? But like, how would you use it?
How you'd use it usually is you put it on one of their like a minor threat, so something early game. So this is 1 red. So they put down kind of an aggressive early drop, right? So they put down like a 3/2. They put down like a 2/2, but maybe it will flip into a wolf, and you're like, I don't want that to happen. And then you turn it into, you put the little aura on it, and somehow you get it to kill it. Either you block it with one of your creatures, or you have a removal spell and you get rid of it. So the whole point is that out of killing the creature, you're going to get something back. You're going to get pretty much a 2-for-1.
Yeah. It's
going to be pretty great. I'm going to be really excited to see that if I get that in one of my draft packs.
Cool. How about you? What's the...
So another good 1 red drop is the 2/1 vampire that gives all your vampires not on the battlefield madness. So the vampire cards in your hand have madness. So when I was talking about the costs for flipping vampires, once you're going to be discarding to flip them, you could actually cast other vampires because you can cast them with madness now. So you'll be either putting down... There's another 1-drop vampire. Actually, there's quite a few. I think there's like 2 or 3 that you can put down with the madness right away. So you pay 1. Also, you pay an extra just to pay for the madness. You flip your vampire. You swing for 4. And you're like, I also have another vampire. It's going to be great. I'm super excited of how it's going to work in Standard. It's going to be pretty strong, I believe, especially with some of the legendary vampires that's going to be released.
Very cool. Another one that I liked was Kindly Stranger. First of all, just the picture. Like, I'm all about, at this stage in my development, I'm like, cool, I like the pictures, and then there's this like little stranger, this little lady. I love traveling, so like seeing little strange people by their side of the road just fits with like my theme in life in general. And then she transforms into like this crazy. She starts off as like a 2/3 or something, and then she turns into like a 3/4
a 4/3.
A 4/3. So I think it's pretty cool. So I don't know. Do you have any comments about the Kindly Stranger?
Oh yeah, she's a fantastic pick. So originally, you just put her down, and you have to trigger Delirium, which like may be a problem. But at this point, like you're already putting down a 3-cost 2/3. You could, if you set it up correctly, you have the right cards in your deck. You have Delirium already, and then you flip her, and then you're like, I also destroy your creature. So it'll work well with the original card that you like, the Skin Invasion. So you put on that, and then a few turns later, you can destroy that creature and get your 3/4, and you also have your 4/3, and you're going to be swinging for a bunch of damages.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so like I was mentioning, what is it? There's a card called Olivia. She is from actually last Innistrad, and they remade her. I love the new Olivia. The other one was great, don't get me wrong, but this one I love because she synergizes a lot with not only the other vampires, but she synergizes a lot with Drana, who's not in the new set, but they like see each other in battle, and then they're gonna be like, "How's it going? High five!" And then they're gonna punch you in the face for 7 damage. So she's I believe she's a 2/3 or a 3/3 flyer.
Okay.
And when another creature comes, or when she comes to play, she gets another creature +1/+1 counter on it, and it gains haste, and it's a vampire in addition to its other types. So let's just say if you had a card in your deck that you just really wanted, but it's not a vampire, she can make it a vampire so it synergizes with your other cards, but also if she sees Drana, she's already a vampire, but then they swing, and then Drana triggers, and she gets a +1/+1 counter. She's going to be swinging for so much damage. It's going to be great to, it's going to be the dream to get those 2 cards if you collect accompany them into play.
Wow, and vampires making vampires. I mean, that's an interesting concept. I've never heard of that before.
So it's yeah, it's going to be so great.
No, but it's going to be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're happening actually in.
But it's cool.
Play.
Yeah, that's what I like about Magic. Like coming into this game is like the fluff. Like I play Warhammer 40,000. I'm a big fan. I'll always be a diehard fan of Warhammer 40,000. But one of the critiques I have is like when I got started in that game, I was like playing Tyranids, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play like this little bug, right? Like it's kind of like the movie Aliens, and I was like, oh yeah, and the fluff, it's so tough, it's so big, but like it took like 3 hours to paint this little figurine because I thought he was gonna be big and tough, and then like I played my first game and he gets like shot by like a pistol and dies. I'm like, what? Whereas in this, like I find like in Magic, like the fluff and the gameplay actually really interacts really well. It's a really fun game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
especially in Innistrad. Actually, I find Innistrad has really great flavor for each card. Like you could kind of derive something from it, not only just for the card itself, but with the story with the planeswalkers, and it just really gets into the lore, not only behind the.
It feels really gothy too. Like I love gothy stuff.
Yeah, you got the little clue.
Yeah, that's something I came back from. Everyone knows I just came back from Japan about a month ago. I was living there, but that's something I miss so much is the gothy aspect of our culture back home in Canada. Like even I'm from Ottawa. There's a Parliament that's like neo-gothic. It's great.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
What is it? Yeah, you want to talk about, you really like the Morphland.
Yes, the West Vale Abbey. That was really cool.
Very flavorful.
Yeah, I like the idea. It's kind of like, okay, so you got to pay, what do you pay for it? So you got to pay 5 mana, but it's like clear mana, right? It's like...
Yeah, it's colorless.
So right there...
It's anything you want.
Yeah, so right there in the fluff, it's like, yeah, this land has been destroyed, but you're paying for it, you buy it, and then it's like, well, you put down some cultists, you pay for the cultists, then you got to create these creatures, right? So you get like these 1/1s, these 1/1 humans, right? So you pay the mana to get these 1/1 humans. Then when you can, like 4 of them, you can like 5 of them,
you have to sacrifice them.
Then you sacrifice them, and then there's a demon that's like a 9/7 or something.
Yeah, a 9/7.
Like, how cool is that?
Flying, lifelink, indestructible, haste.
Yes.
So you're like, yeah, but do I win?
Yeah.
Do I win the whole thing now? Yeah, it's gonna be super devastating. The thing it's a rare, so you're gonna have to get it in your pack. But if I see it in my pack and I get traverse the Ulvenwood place in Innistrad, I'm gonna pretty much just play that deck. Just try to live the dream and search for it late game, and then be like, do I win? And you just play lots of like really low cost creatures, so just a bunch of 1-drops, a bunch of 2-drops, and you're like, okay, I got them up. Now I'll search for the land or get the land down and just sacrifice them all to get the 9 into play.
Great.
It's gonna be really. I'm really excited for the new set.
Cool. You had another one you wanted to share?
Yeah. There's just like the really good madness cards that are going to be in play to interact with the vampire. So, like I already mentioned, Fiery Temper. It's going to be Lightning Bolt in Standard. So there's a really prominently played card in Modern called Lightning Bolt. It's 1 red, deals 3 damage to our creature or player. Great value. Fiery Temper does the same thing, but it's for 3 mana. The thing is you can madness it for 1 red. So it's technically, if you played correctly, you could just cast it as a Lightning Bolt. There's also, Lightning Axe, which is 1 red as well, and it does 5 damage to a creature, but you have to discard a card.
Okay.
Yeah, but then you could madness. You get madness after that. There's not a very many cards in the red selection that allow you to discard to trigger madness. I believe there's there's lightning axe, and I believe one, maybe two other cards. Other than that, there's not very much discarding in the red. Yeah, there's what is it? They reprinted a card that's as addition to the cost. You have to discard a card to cast the card. It's draw 2 cards.
Okay.
But you have to discard a card.
Okay.
Which is great. It's in red. It's going to be really great just to not only get Delirium. If you just want to get Delirium, it's also super great. And then you get to draw cards. Just get rid of the garbage in your hand, the extra land you don't need because you're playing red and you're like, I got 5 lands. I don't need this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learning all about Mana Flood yesterday's games. I won one game. I knew I was going to win. But, but the second game, it was just like Mana Flood. I guess I'm going to play. I'm learning all about this stuff like Mana Flood, Mana Drain. I'm just like, yeah, I'll put down a land. Now I lose.
Yeah. I did the math after, and I could have won the first game. I just I ad nauseamed too hard. I was like, I think I have enough damage, but I really want to make sure I have excess amounts just in case.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game.
But I ad nauseamed an extra card and it killed me. It's too much damage.
It's pretty
good.
Like,
well, okay, I'm dead.
You should tell them a little bit more. It's like a 3-way game, and then so the other player, he was out, and then it was between me and her, and then I was, she's like, I could win. I'm like, no, you can't win. I'm like,
I was gonna kill myself. That's fine. Jeez.
Somehow I won. I don't even know.
That was great, though.
Yeah. All right. So, did you have another? So we spoke with the Westvale Abbey, then the Vampire.
What is it?
There was the next one was the Inquisitor's Ox that I liked.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I even I just saw this. I was like, the Inquisitor's Ox, nice. I'm like, Inquisitor, huh? The Ox, huh? And I look in the back. I'm like, yeah, that. What do you call it? The guillotine in the back. I'm like,
yeah.
Coming from the Warhammer 40,000 universe with our Inquisitors that we have in the 41st millennium. Oh yeah. So, but it's a 2. What is it? It's a 2/3.
No, it's a 2/5.
It's a 2/5. So it's really tough. And then what else does it do?
If you have Delirium, it gets +1/+0 and Vigilance.
Yeah.
So it's actually fairly decent, especially if you're playing like a white weenie deck. So if you're going for majority white when you're playing limited or draft with this set, and you just need something a little bit more beefy, so you want to keep up the count of your humans, you just have the Ox there to just block the big guys.
Yeah.
He'll get a little bigger, and he could actually attack every so turns if you have a Delirium. So he's going to be a great pick if you do want to go more into tokens or white weenie deck.
Yeah, white weenie decks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's pretty much just like low cost, like little humans. White weenies. White weenies.
Right. Cool. Excellent. I'm learning new stuff all the time about MTG. Okay, and you had another one?
I think so. Let me see here. Actually, I think I went through all of them. Other than that, I really do like the new... I don't know what the slang term for them yet. Usually when new land cards that come out, they give them a new flavorful name based on something. I don't know. I'm calling them peak lands because you give a little peek of what you have in your hand. Other than that, I like them a lot. They're going to hopefully replace the fetch lands fairly well in Standard. But I will definitely be playing them in Modern as well. Probably 1 or 2 in my main decks.
Very cool. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for today. We're running out of time, actually.
That's fine.
Yeah. So next time you want to do, we can not a battle report, but we can play a game. Or what do you want to do for the next one?
Yeah, we're probably going to be drafting, or rather, a 2-headed giant, limited sealed of Shadows of Innistrad. Stay tuned for that. Probably this Sunday. It's going to come out next week.
Excellent. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep. See you in Shadows of Innistrad.
See you guys.
Pre-releases.